Welcome to the check-in.
Welcome to the check-in.
Before we get into anything, we have a couple disclaimers for you guys.
Absolutely.
First of all, we are not mental health professionals.
We are not. So if you are having a mental health issue, emergency, please contact a mental health professional, whether that is a therapist, counselor, psychologist, psychiatrist, even if it's a trusted friend. Do that for your safety and for the safety of those around you.
And if you are feeling suicidal or a loved one of yours is experiencing some suicidal ideations, the National Suicide Hotline is 1-800-273-8255.
And again, that is 1-800-273-8255.
All right. Stay blessed.
Stay black.
Stay excellent.
Stay awesome.
Stay perfect.
Stay that beautiful galaxy you are.
Stay that beautiful galaxy that you are. And one last thing. We are grown women.
We are extra grown.
Extra grown. We out here. We experienced some things in these 20s.
Yep. Yeah.
So sometimes we are going to express ourselves in some suggestive language.
Yeah. Sentence enhancers are used out here sometimes. Sorry, mom.
Sorry, mom.
And family members.
Dad, auntie, uncle, pastor. Like, sorry. Because this is sometimes how I talk to express myself. And just don't judge me. Possibly don't listen if you can't handle.
And also, if you think I'm cursing a lot, it's probably true.
Yeah, it's probably me. I curse a lot. And be sure to follow us on Facebook at The Check-In.
Woot woot.
On Twitter at twins_check-in. On Instagram.
Gang.
At The Check-In Twins. We need some love on the socials, Jesus. We probably need an intern soon if this pops off. So be sure to like, subscribe, follow, share, do all the things on all three of those platforms for us so we can get popping.
Check in with us. Slide into our DMs.
Yeah, slide in. We'll read listener letters. And yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys. Let's jump into this content.
Let's jump into the content.
So, for our main content today, we are talking about disruptions of peace, especially focusing on racism in America.
Yeah.
So, I want to ask, how you doing, friend?
Ooh, friend.
I know.
I am exhausted. But not your normal, everyday, typical exhaustion. It's like exhausted with the Black experience in this country. I am tired of the hashtags. I am tired of arguing with people on Facebook. I am tired of being afraid, like genuinely afraid to call 911 in the event of an emergency because I don't want anything to pop off.
Yeah.
It's taken a toll on me, and the Black Lives Matters movement is getting traction now. A lot of people are supporting it. I'm really happy about that. But in the back of my mind, I'm just like, where were y'all when this was 10 years ago?
Yeah.
20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, why now are you starting to get it? I'm grateful that you get it, but like, why did it take so many deaths for you to get it?
Yeah.
So that's just how I'm feeling with everything. What about you, friend?
Well, friend, I too am exhausted. And it's a deep kind of exhaustion that it's very hard to describe. It's like this mental and emotional and almost spiritual exhaustion where it's just like everything about you that's not physical is just tired and it's hurt and it's angry. There's definitely been a few moments where I'm scrolling on Facebook.
Yeah.
I share a lot of memes. That's pretty much what I do.
Meme God over here.
Oh, thank you.
God tier memes.
But, you know, besides me posting nonsense all day, now my feeds are full of, you know, Black Lives Matter and things are very political and everything is very emotionally charged. So it's like I can't this space that was once like I want to feel good and share some laughs and look at stupid stuff. It's full of so much information now that I'm like, I'm exhausted. Like, I can't read through my feed because it's another fact about Breonna Taylor. It's another fact about George Floyd. It's another hashtag. It's to reopen this other case. And it's exhausting and it's scary because, you know, like, we black.
We are.
We black.
We black.
So
there's no ambiguity with us.
You know, I think about you know, my family and friends, especially my brother, for example. Like, my brother is a chocolate man. Okay, calm down.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was
But my brother, he could definitely fit that description for being intimidating. And I know, you know, a lot of people who have met my brother know that he is a very gentle soul. He's funny. He's out of the way. He's the best person. But I know a police officer or even, you know, somebody who feels emboldened to
vigilante.
That they're not going to look at him and see all those great things that I see and that I know of him. They're going to just assume off jump that he's a threat. And with that, about any of my male friends or family members that are, you know, very noticeably, you know, oh, there's no question that you're black. Like, you're not Indian, you're not brown Asian, you're black. And then the same thing about my, like, the ladies in my life where I'm like, you're liable to get murdered and nobody even know, nobody even fight for you. And it's terrifying because there's nothing. I know years ago they had that kind of post where it's like all the things you can do while being black that'll get you killed. And you keep just adding to this list and it's like, we can't exist. We just can't. And so there's no amount of education that, you know, makes you like, oh, what? You got a master's or a doctorate? We're not going to kill you today. No, there's no amount of, oh, you got kids? Oh, you're important to the community? Like, there's none of that. So
what I do appreciate is like the allies really stepping up, doing their part to educate people, because it's not Black people's job to educate you. Like, we can, we're probably like the best source to do it, but it's very taxing that we have to keep explaining that we are people that deserve the same rights and respect as everybody else. You can't wear our culture in as a fashionable statement, but then shoot us dead in the street and not give a damn. Like, there's just this disconnect between Black culture and Black people and how they're treated in America that I think it's just this, it's something that's just getting old.
And it's like, you know us, but you don't know us like that. Like, you can, you know,
everybody wants to be Black, but not not Black. That's a paraphrase of that.
It's fun to be Black until it's not. And when, you know, you have the ability to kind of put that on and take that off as you please, and then the rest of us are sitting here looking like, nah, I can't not be Black today, yesterday, or tomorrow. Like, I'm Black forever. So I will say, even with all this going on, I'm still so proud to be Black. Being Black is fun. Being Black is very dangerous. This is not for the weak. But it's just, it's so much pride in knowing that, you know, we as a people have been through so much. And even though we're tired, we still fight. We still have, we still have kids out here. We still make lasting friendships, even if it's not with other Black people. You know, we still have this tenacity about us as a people that's just like, wow, like, yes, we're, you know, we're going back to being natural, and some people are going back into, like, you know, excuse me if I'm not saying it correctly, but this spirituality that's like from Africa, and they're going back to their religious roots as far as African religions, and it's just very, it's awesome to see that people are able to explore their Blackness and not care. Because for a long time, you know, even in our parents' time, it's like, oh no, you need to straighten your hair.
Yeah, you
need to wear the like pantyhose that are for white people, but you still got to put them on even though they don't match your legs.
The nude is their nude, not our nude.
Right. Like okay. You don't have to do that anymore. Like I can wear my big fluffy hair at work and people don't say ignorant stuff.
Yeah. I wish they would. I wish they would.
I work in such a field that I'm just like, oh, that sounds like a complaint. That sounds like I'm about to get a check.
Wow, was that an HR?
Yeah.
Infraction that you just said?
Okay, say it again. I just want to make sure I write it down so when I go to HR, I know exactly what you said.
Say it slow. Use big words.
So it's definitely been as far as 2020 goes, it's ugly and it's been frustrating. Yeah. It's been heartbreaking. It's been all the ings, honestly. But it's seeing that we have traction now. I mean, of course, we wish we could have had this for the Emmett Tills. And all the brown boys and brown girls and brown people that didn't get a hashtag that we don't know about. You know, we wish this could have been a thing that was resolved a long time ago. But if we're doing it now, then let's do it now. I'm good with that.
So what do you think about disconnecting to try to preserve your peace? Because I know right now it's especially difficult to be in the know, but also knowing when to cut it off to protect yourself.
Right.
Like, how do you find that balance?
With going to therapy 2 years ago, I realized that I have a very much push through and suffer mentality. And I told you this. I definitely told my my coworker. I was like, I found out I'm an empath, and they're like, duh, girl, where you been? So with being armed with that kind of knowledge of myself and how I react to things that are emotionally and mentally taxing, I have to pull myself back. It gets to a point where I have to start seeing these red flags, like maybe I'm tired all the time. Maybe I don't want to interact at all, even with people that I care about and that I love. I don't want to eat. These are things where I'm like, okay, I'm starting to have a little episode here and I got to figure out what's triggering me. And there definitely was a moment in time with my socials where I was like, I can't do this today.
Step back.
I got to give myself a break.
Yeah.
What about you?
So I'm a little different. I have to like fully immerse myself in it. So protesting was a super awesome, like spiritual, emotional experience for me that I really appreciated. That this time has been able to offer. Yeah. Because I'm very like solution based. So if I can do something that'll create an impact to solve a problem, even if it's like locally, then I feel better about that. Like I am uncomfortable disconnecting because I really, really want to be active. Right. Because
it's kind of great that, not great that Corona is happening, but that the window of opportunity happened there. So like, you don't have to be at work. Like there are a lot of people who don't have to be at work right now that have time to go protest.
Like, yeah, I could protest on a Tuesday. Sure. That's fine. Obviously stay 6 feet away from me, but like I'm down with the cause because I need to be fully in it in order to feel better about it. Like it's emotionally draining being the type of person that I am, but that's what brings me joy is knowing that I made a difference somewhere. Yeah. And right now there's a lot of opportunities to do that. There are, the protests are doing something. Yeah. There are actual good results coming out of all the protests. What I worry about is like federally, nothing's going to change. Yeah. I feel completely hopeless in that aspect.
It's all going to be on the local level.
Yeah. Like I feel like the system we have in place right now, it is not in a position to be receptive to any type of change. Like we have to completely dismantle everything we thought was okay in order for federal change to happen. And that is what keeps me awake at night. That's what really grinds my gears.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I feel hopeless and helpless. And I'm just like, bro, like, I can make a difference, but not that much of a difference. And that really sucks.
Yeah, you end up feeling like a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, what's the next step? Like, what can we do?
Yeah.
And I'll admit for myself, there are definitely some opportunities to protest where I always find out that there's protests
After the fact.
once they started. Like, I'm literally in bed and I'm
Yeah.
scrolling through and they're like, oh, protest.
meet us
in
downtown at the
Glen Burnie
harbor.
from 3 to 5 and it's 4:57 and I'm just like, I wanted to go but I'm tired now. So I had to, and granted, I don't like people that much. Like, there's nothing about going in a group of strangers walking around
That's appealing to you.
No, and it's
Yeah.
hot outside too. So like, I know for me personally, protests are not my thing. I'm more of I won't say protests are not my thing, but physically going somewhere and marching is not my thing. Where it is like, okay, a lot of people know, like, I don't do anything Amazon related. I've been not doing Amazon because
you've been boycotting Amazon for a while.
Yeah, they don't respect their people. And Jeff, I have some questions. I have some issues. And I wish we could work these things out.
Jeffrey.
But
Tisk tisk.
like, I am so adamant about protesting with my money.
Oh, yeah.
Where I spend my funds. And I'm like, I told my mom, was like, hey mom, we can get things from this company because they're black owned, or we can get things from this company because they're small business. I'm so pro small business. I'm so pro disenfranchised group that's trying to start a business. So that is where I feel I can make most of my impact, because I spend more money than I probably should. So I try to make sure if I'm going to spend it, that I'm spending it appropriately. And even with, there's some bigger companies like Bombas and Tom's, where they were like, you know, buy one, give one. And those are kind of companies I like to stand behind. Like, what are you doing to make things better if I'm giving you my money?
Exactly.
So for, you know, all the things that are going on right now, me protesting with my dollar and helping other people, like, hey, you want some hair care tips? I can give you all the black-owned businesses. If you pull out Cantu, I'm gonna have to fight you on site. We don't do Cantu, okay? It's not good stuff, guys. It's not good stuff. If the one person that's listening that I berated in my household, you deserved all that. Don't buy no more Cantu. Don't do it. Okay.
Yeah.
So
on Twitter, they do this, like, the owner versus the brand thing, and you see all these targeted black
African pride.
but they're white owners. I'm like,
What you know about African pride?
why are you selling African pride?
I feel like they're just taking the blackest things that they can get to, like the blackest words, and they're just throwing it together for a brand.
I'm surprised there's no
Castor
like Wakanda
oil,
brand.
Jamaican, love your grandmama, Meemaw.
Black Panther gel.
Yeah. Like, who made this? And why does it sound like this? I'm tired. Don't get off of here.
Like, just stop insulting my intelligence. Like,
Exactly.
that's really what all these brands do. They try to get one over on you.
Yeah, they trying to electric slide on up in there. They trying to just go wobble on in. Like, no, we see you.
Hey.
We saw how you was moving
African
before.
pride.
Get away from here.
Shit. Well, no, not. I was about to say some other brand, but they are black owned now. Okay. So never mind.
There was one that they were originally black owned, but they sold.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, dang it.
I think they bought it back. I think I know exactly what you're talking
Okay.
about. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
That's good.
Keep it in the family.
Keep it in the
Amen.
family. All right. So closing out.
So yeah, we just want to tell people, one, our trigger warning.
Yeah.
Trigger. So our trigger warning is just our notification of what's going to be happening next week.
Yeah,
so,
the next episode. That's why it's cleverly named Trigger Warning.
because we do want you to have a mentally safe space. So if the next episode is not for you, that's okay.
That's fine.
You just jump in whenever the water feels good for
Make
you.
sure
baby.
you like and share though, but you don't have to listen. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next week we're continuing our disruption of peace, but we're going to be talking about COVID specifically, and
Coronavirus.
how the Rona has been ruining people's mental health,
Yeah.
or not.
Or not. Some people are flourishing.
Yeah, some people. So that's our trigger warning
for next one.
But all things said and done, we want to remind you guys that, you know, this is a tumultuous time. Yeah, so things are hard right now. It's hard to be Black in America. It's always been hard. It's hard to be woke and not Black.
It's hard to be a woke Black woman in America.
It's hard to be a lot of things. I think even
Black trans women too.
Even racist people are having a hard time right now.
Yeah,
it's a hard time.
Wait. Farkle narkle those people.
I agree. But they too are having a hard time. You know, having to find out that you were wrong for several hundreds of years.
I'm racist. How dare you?
This has ruined my life.
How dare you call me out on my racism?
I would never be racist in public if it wasn't okay.
Spit on your grave.
That was a misspit. Okay. But honestly and truly, our beautiful galaxies out there.
Our beautiful galaxies.
Take care of yourself.
Be kind to yourself.
Be kind to others.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got to take some time to step away from social media, to step away from the fight for a little bit, that is A-okay. If your fight is in the streets, that's cool. If it's in your wallet, that's cool. If it's at home with your friends and family, extra kudos to you because that's hard. Especially if it's with your family and you have to live with them.
Especially if it's with your racist family. That's like a whole nother layer of trash.
Not even recyclable trash. That's just a trash that gets shot into space because
there's plastic
nothing else.
Bags that just can't be used.
Do you ever feel? So, yeah, just take it easy. Take it easy on yourself. And, you know, if you got to take your break, take your break. But then, you know, get off your 15 because we got work to do.
Always remember, life is a bitch with a receding hairline.
And her tracks showing. So
don't let that bitch ruin your day.
Yeah, her tracks are showing. Who is she? Who is she to you? She's nobody, okay?
Edgeless, trackless.
Snatched. Dragged for filth by nature.
Don't let that bitch ruin your day.
Don't. Ruin her day. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Don't ruin. Okay. Anyway.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.
See you next week.
Bye.